Hey friends, welcome to the Johnson City Living Podcast, where we learn about the people, places, events, and flavors that make Johnson City just a lovely place to live. I'm your host, Colin Johnson, with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you're interested in buying or selling a home in the area, or if you're looking at investing in a rental property, give us a call at 423-930-8003, and we will look forward to helping you. Now, let's get to today's episode. I'm here in Johnson City this morning with my new good friends, Piere and Jules Herrmann. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thank you.
And you all are podcast pros, you said. You've been on thousands of them. And this is going to be a no big deal for you all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well,
that's right.
Same here. I haven't been on a lot of podcasts, but we're going to get through it together. And I'm excited because you guys are changing the landscape of downtown a little bit, which is just super needed. But we'll get into that in a second. It's Johnson City Living Podcast. First question you know is coming. What do you love about Johnson City?
All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
I love the slow pace of everything. We've come from big cities. We've come from kind of all over the country. I like how it's slow paced. I like how everybody's friendly. I like how everybody, not everybody, but majority are open with their faith, and trusting in Christ.
Yeah.
I think that's just something that I was very, very drawn to immediately. I love that it feels very family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
You can raise a family here. I would say that that's the biggest things, I mean, coming from Arizona, where I lived most of my life, the scenery is a lot better out here, I mean, everybody, that I talk to is like, oh, I've been back to Arizona and we went and visited and it's so pretty. And I'm like,
Where in Arizona were you?
All over. I mean, I was born in Sierra Vista, lived in Tucson, went to school in Tucson, University of Arizona, lived in Phoenix.
We met in Phoenix.
Yeah. You guys met in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I was just in Phoenix a couple months ago, and I thought it was beautiful. That was the first time I'd been there.
I mean, it is. It's definitely a great, touristy. When you live there, it's different, but
it's a different beautiful. We
Yes.
climbed Camelback Mountain and watched the sun come up. And
Nice.
yeah.
It was awesome.
That is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It
The
was really
sunrise
good.
and sunsets there, though, they're different. They hit different.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. Jules, what do you love about Johnson City?
I love definitely just the sense of community here.
Mhm.
It's great. I mean, we've already made so many friends and we haven't even lived here that long. I would say we lived here 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we've made so many friends. Like he said, it's the perfect place to raise a family.
Yeah.
Because we moved here from Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
So, and we lived in downtown Richmond and, we loved it. But, to raise a family, it's probably not the best place, not to, say anything
place.
bad about Richmond, Virginia, but
Right.
it's definitely more, the schools are better here. And it's just, I can't even explain it. It's just the energy here is different.
Yeah.
And we were, as soon as we got here, we were like, we want to plant our roots here, basically.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Tell us the story of how you guys got together. 'Cause you're from Phoenix.
I'm from Jersey originally, but
Yep.
I did go to, I moved to Arizona when I was, I want to say 12,
Okay.
13. So I did do a lot of my schooling in Arizona, but I still feel like Jersey is in me. It will always be, but
Yeah.
we met through mutual friends, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been together since I was a senior in high school, and he had just moved back home from college.
Awesome.
And around that time, we just kind of hit it off. And then we decided to move to Austin, Texas when I graduated high school.
Okay.
So, and once we did that, it was just kind of
Flew by. That's where we got married.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We didn't have anything elaborate. We just,
Got hitched at the courthouse.
Yeah.
Hey, there you
we're
go.
Two young adults,
Just doing it.
Yeah, just doing it.
Mhm.
Trusting in God's plan. And we were in Austin for about 4.5 years. And then that's when we up and decided to move to Richmond.
Okay. And how long were you in Richmond?
8.5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
We were in Richmond for a
That
good
was
amount of time.
that was where we were, together the longest, in that city.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
That's cool.
we've loved all the cities we've lived in. Austin was great. It was such a cool city to live in when you're really young. And Richmond was great too. We loved it. we lived in 2 different cities in Richmond. And Richmond is actually also where we got kind of our love for like the small markets, the small grocery store markets and things like that. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's my next question. Tell us a little bit about your business and what do you guys do there? Tell us about Pierre's Marketplace.
Pierre's Marketplace. It's a place that you can come and get clean foods. We're very curated, so we've tried almost everything in the store. You can get anything from natural and organic to local, hyper local. We go as far out as North Carolina.
Okay.
So we stay Virginia, Tennessee, and then North Carolina, kind of the 3 states there. We believe in helping the health and wellness of Johnson City through food. That's our main mission.
Yeah.
And I mean, day to day, it's just awesome interacting with the different customers because you learn from your customers too.
For sure.
I'm like, oh, I think I know about all these brands. No, they tell me different things all
cool.
the time, and that's what it's about. It's not about, oh, I'm just serving you another, piece of bread or something like that. It's where it's came from, how it's made, that sort of thing. And then your customers start to inform you about different other products. So it's really cool, like that customer interaction that I get to have.
Yeah.
And then Jules on the backside, I mean, she sees a whole different world too. So, on the social media side.
Yeah, finding all the vendors and just kind of trying to help them build their small business as well, like their dreams of whatever it may be, whether they're a baker or, they have their farms that they've grew up on for years or, generations almost. And, we want to keep that going. So, and like when we moved here, we fell in love with, the community of the farmers market.
Yeah.
And just from that alone, seeing how just close knit everyone was and how much of a dream we had of opening up our own little grocery store. We're like, this is the perfect place for something like this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my next question. How did you guys get involved or interested in the grocery business? Because it's not an easy one.
No,
right?
It's not.
And it's not something that you're like when you're a kid, you're like, man, I want to be Michael Jordan or I want to, be on the pro tennis tour or whatever. I want to, I want to be a grocer.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Pierre.
Yeah, so
I call him Mr. Grocer.
Yeah.
Mr. Grocer.
Yeah, no, so that's a good story. I've grown up in the grocery business. My father was very successful with a big corporate grocer.
Okay.
Had climbed, the ladder of all the different roles you could imagine.
Nice.
And I kind of followed suit, not by plan. Was more or less like at age 16, 17, I was like, hey, you know what? I just want a part-time job, just a little spending money while I'm in high school. I was an athlete and that sort of thing. And, started working at Kroger and, in Arizona, worked for them and was I started off as a bagger.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you turn 18, and I stayed with the company, I was like, a little spending money here and there, that's fine. As soon as you turn 18 and they start getting you like in the stock room and they want you to do more. And so, as I was going through college, I kind of elevated a little bit, not anything serious, but just, 40 hours full time, different, like, like a dairy manager position that was not really like a sought after position, but it was a good role. Then, like she said, I moved back home and just really so we'll take a turn there. We got really focused on music. We were doing Christian music at the time. Yeah, Christian hip hop music. We had our little our little crew there, if you will, and that's why we moved to Austin, Texas. Well, in Austin, they didn't have Kroger or anything like that. They have a company called HEB.
Okay.
Great company to work for. Privately owned. And, so I got on with them because I had the experience. Well, that's where I really started to get into produce. I was working in the produce department, kind of took on a couple of different roles there, helping do resets, assistant produce manager, that sort of thing. And then one day, my folks had moved from Arizona to Richmond, for work, of course.
Work, yeah.
And
is that the headquarters of Kroger?
Well, so there's different divisions.
Oh,
There's
okay.
13 divisions, and that is the Mid-Atlantic division out in
Gotcha.
Richmond.
Nice.
So, my father and my mom and everybody moved out to Richmond, and we were in Texas, and we were like, yeah, you know what? It'd be nice to get kind of close to everybody because her family's in Jersey, her mom was in Florida. So we were like, let's just go to the
Go
East
East
Coast.
Coast,
At least we'll be in the middle. We can
Yeah.
drive everywhere,
That makes
really.
sense.
Because we
And
were the farthest,
Mhm.
basically, from everyone.
Which is
Texas
tough.
is so
yeah.
big. I mean, it takes you 12 hours just to get out of the state.
Yeah,
That
was a
so
long time.
Carly and I drove 12 hours to get to Dallas one time because she doesn't like to fly. So we were like, all right, let's road trip it. It was a blast. We loved
Yeah.
it. But it is beautiful and big.
yeah.
It's a big state.
So we moved to Richmond. I got on as a produce manager. I did that for like maybe 10 months and then, was asked to go into like the store leader development program, which is like to become an assistant store manager. I did that program, graduated from it, was an assistant store leader for another 10 months.
Nice.
They knew I had an extensive background in produce. So the higher ups just asked me, hey, do you want to be a produce floral field specialist?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was over the whole division. So there was 122 stores. And basically that role was very detailed in like helping grand openings, open new stores, design layouts, design planograms, deal with buyers. So I got the whole behind the scenes side of the business of, hey, how do we make this store look so pretty?
Right.
That's where a lot of my merchandising skills
Yeah.
and layout of the
Yeah,
store
because your
came.
store is pretty. I had the
Thank
pleasure of
Thank
coming
you.
in last week.
Thank
and
you.
It's gorgeous. It's really cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
If you're listening, you need to go. Just stop whatever you're doing or drive right there now. So anyway, yeah. So I was thinking when you said floral produce manager, or I was thinking you're like out in the field, like checking out, okay, this lettuce is a good crop this year. We'll take that one. Like you're looking at acres of it and you're buying like a buyer for the produce.
There
side
was
of it.
some
But
of
is there
that.
some of that?
There
too?
was some of that. So we'd go on like little trips out
Yeah.
to, the warehouse or some of the farms that were close by. But that was more of the buyer's role.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, and then from that role, I went to produce coordinator, produce
Mhm.
floral coordinator, which was very specific to a district in Richmond.
Okay.
So went back to Richmond and had 10 stores that I oversaw. And that was more of the financials, like how could you make this produce department profitable?
Gotcha.
Started to learn the operation side of it. So
Which
I
is
learned the
hard.
merchandising.
I was gonna say the margins are really thin.
Yeah, they're razor thin.
You're fighting decay of your product every day, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
it's not getting fresher; it's getting worse and worse every
Yes.
day, and you're having to get like, let's get these strawberries out of here, boys.
Yeah,
Let's,
yeah.
Very
we
much
got,
like
yeah.
that.
And so, like, it's a tough job. I
Yeah.
mean, as I just look at it, when I go to the Kroger yesterday, I was looking around like, oh man, there's a lot of produce in here.
Yeah.
How
Absolutely.
much? Well, so keep going. Sorry, I got
No,
a lot.
no,
Of,
no,
I got
that's
a lot
fine.
of produce questions, so I'm
no,
excited about this.
No, that's fine. So I did that for like 2 years, and then I went back into the store and was at a marketplace store for like a little over 2 years, and then they had tapped me on the shoulder to come out and fix one of the stores here. I won't name that store, but they asked me to come help,
Mhm.
run one of the stores out here, and I said yeah. So that's where we took the opportunity. Like, hey, we've been in Richmond for 8.5 years.
We just took
Let's
the
check out
chance.
Tri-Cities. We
Yeah.
came and visited it like 2 days before. I had to give them a notice, like on like, hey, I want to do this right now.
Yes, it was a very quick turnaround that they needed for
Yeah.
like an answer, basically. And we were like, okay, well, let's go check it out and see. And just that little bit of time we were here, we fell in love with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me about because there are people who are thinking about moving here that are listening probably,
Yeah.
and tell me about your experience, how you made that decision, and you probably drove around, prayed a lot, met some people, but tell me about how that went between you two because you're moving your family. I mean, to
Yeah.
the Tri-Cities, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Why don't you tell your perspective?
I mean, we did do a lot of research online first,
Sure.
like everyone else would, and honestly, everything we read was great.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, Johnson City is one of the top places to basically live.
Right. 2 years ago, when you were thinking of it, I mean, like
Mhm.
Fox News had us at number 3 in the country, places to move to. Wall Street Journal was like we were 8 out of
Exactly.
10 or something. It's
And
crazy.
Exactly.
Little Johnson City,
I-
like it's just nuts.
And that's kind of what we thought too. We were like, we've, never in a million years did we ever think we were going to move to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And we were like, we've never heard of Johnson City at the time. And then it's funny, as soon as we were like doing research and then talking to friends, and then they're like, oh yeah, the City in the Wagon Wheel song. And it's just funny, like, just talking to friends and things.
Mm-hmm.
And once we came here and just kind of explored it a little bit, we just felt, I'm a big city girl, so I'm like, I want to check the downtown. I just want to see how it is. And it was just so quaint, and we felt safe. Like,
Yeah.
it's different. We came from downtown Richmond, so it's a little different.
Sure.
So when we were
Yeah,
down
the little
there,
few taller buildings than we've got, maybe.
yeah, and just,
Yeah.
the crime rate is up there compared to
Yeah,
probably
Richmond
here.
is
So
definitely high.
it was just nice.
You just
and
felt a piece about it.
we did. And then, we were just looking around and we're like, wow, it's kind of cool how there's this quaint little downtown. And we checked out Jonesboro too. We love that. It's like literally something out of a Hallmark movie.
It really is. I don't know why they haven't had one there.
I don't know either. And we loved how rural it is.
Yeah.
Kind of like, it's almost like city, but surrounded by all these farms that just like, I don't know, Pierre has always wanted to live out in the country. I'm more of a city girl, but I feel like here we kind of get the best of both worlds. So just like worked out for us, and we were like, let's just take a chance and just come down here. Like what can come out of it, basically? Like, your contract is what, 2 years? Like, let's just see how it goes. And we fell in love with it like every day. It was just more and more every day.
That's neat that you have that spirit to be able to be free and move. Like, a lot of people just are like, no, I'm comfy. Yeah, I'm going to stay put. But for you guys to go, okay, no, we're going to go try something new. That's pretty cool.
And
then you found Johnson City.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And this is home now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you turned the store around, or you got all their produce sold. You did some good stuff over there.
Yeah.
And then you go, this is cool, but I would like to have my own grocery store.
Basically, I mean, I was putting in a lot of time. You do. It's the grocery industry, especially on a mass scale like that, like when you're talking about the big corporations, it's very competitive.
I'm sure.
It's ultra competitive. The pricing is competitive. The product availability and selection is very competitive. So you're putting in a lot of time. How can I be better than the next guy, right? And I thought to myself, we thought to ourselves, we prayed about it. We were like
praying about it.
Why? We were like, you know what? Why don't we just do this for ourselves? We're given all this time. The Lord had provided a way for us, opened those doors. It kind of just fell into play. It wasn't forced, and that's how you kind of knew,
right?
Like literally from the beginning, huh? Like on this journey of just like wanting to come to Tennessee and Johnson City, and then
literally every
step of the way was like
moved here.
It was just like, here's the door,
the domino
through it, like very smooth. Not saying that you don't have bumpy, parts in that road.
Yeah, the Lord never said it's going to be easy.
Yeah, but you know, the discernment is there.
Yeah, so we found our dream home. It's like right before everything started going up and the interest rates and things. It's like everything worked out almost. It was, looking back on it, it's like we always tell ourselves, we're like, it's insane how easy it's been.
But then we have a passion for like the food as well. So it's not just I want to open up a grocery store. That's our pantry. Yeah. That's what our pantry looks like. Yeah. All those brands, all that.
Same things.
All that, it's the same thing. So it's like, I feel confident in giving families quality food. That's what it's about for me, knowing where the stuff came from, knowing what's in it,
That's awesome. Yeah. My friend John Mark taught me this word, the créneau, which is French for there's a hole in like a market. So you guys looked around town and you're like, hey, there's no grocery store. I'm assuming how it went down. You can tell me a better story, but there's not been a grocer in Johnson City downtown area in a long time, right? I mean, there's this little market kind of up across the street from Open Doors, but nothing to speak of really.
Right.
And so you said, hey, we're going to go downtown. Is that how it went, or how did you choose downtown?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we saw the uprise in downtown. We quickly identified that hey, there was not only a need, but we just saw like, okay, downtown is really on this upswing.
Yeah.
There's a need for it. And then the concept of the small city market, we wanted to bring that feel back
Yeah.
because, like she said, in Richmond, there's these little boroughs in Richmond. I mean, you've got
like
Churchill, the Fan, Churchill,
Shaka
Bottom, and they all have their little like neighborhood market,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like our probably smaller than ours. Ours is actually pretty good size.
Well, the thing is ours is like a full market, right? In Richmond, what's cool is in those boroughs, it's like, you know, you go to Churchill and it's like half market, half sandwich shop. You go to where we lived in Forest Hill, it was half market, half bicycle shop. So we
That's
were
cool.
like,
Yeah.
it was just, we loved that concept. And I loved shopping at those little markets because everything was basically local in that little section they had.
Yeah.
So, and we're big foodies, so we always like to try different things. And, you know, growing up too in Jersey and going to New York all the time and, you know, bodegas, that's a big thing, and convenience stores. And I was like, you know, all of his experience in the grocery business, I was like, why don't we do something like this? Like, we can do it. Like, I don't, you know, this is something we enjoy. Like, let's bring that joy to other people, basically. And we just made it happen here.
So was it your idea or
both of ours? It's like a combined
Yeah.
dream of both of
awesome.
ours, basically, because he has all the grocery
yeah.
experience. I am a huge foodie, and I love just making, you know, a place feel like cozy, but like, you know, you're comfortable to go shopping, because I'm one that I don't like to go to a busy grocery store.
Right.
I mean, who does?
I like this little Kroger up by the mall because it's kind of small and intimate. And I can go in
the
there and
small
just
one?
get my stuff quickly. I don't have to like go past couches and tires to get, you know, an orange, you know. So
and it gets hectic, and it's just a lot, and, you know, depending on what you're looking for. And we just kind of wanted to give a place where someone can go, you know, shop local.
Yeah.
Basically shop what you could find at the farmer's market, find some cool stuff, cool snacks, and then also not feel pressured to get in and out, basically. Like, you can just kind of hang out.
Yeah, it's got a great feel to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, tell the listeners a little bit about your market. What are you going to find in there? What do you guys specialize in? Why should we come to Pierre's Marketplace? Besides to hang out with you, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bonus.
So yeah, you should come to Pierre's Marketplace because, you know, you're going to find a lot of natural and organic specific items, very curated. So there's going to be brands in there that you're familiar with and brands that you're not familiar with. You're going to find local, from bread to pastries to milk to poultry to beef. Gosh, what else? To loofahs, soaps.
Oh, yeah.
Laundry detergent, all local.
Even deodorant.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
deodorant.
Nice.
Like everything.
Chapsticks.
You got to have
candles.
that stuff. Yeah. So you're like the go-to place downtown.
Yeah, so I mean, you're gonna find stuff that you can't find at a Kroger, like, you know, or at a Walmart.
Right.
You can't go to Walmart and go get, you know, chicken that's been processed 20 miles away. I mean, you don't know where that's been processed. You don't know where that chicken, how it's been processed. I could tell you that. You know,
We've been to these farms.
We've been to the farms.
Where do you guys get your chicken from?
Slap Farms.
Slap?
Slap Farms. Yep.
Yep, Slap Farms. They sell mainly at the farmers market, so you could find them at Johnson City Farmers Market or Jonesboro, and, you know, that was our goal too, was to also be able to provide the community with those things after the farmers markets are over, because once they're over, it's like,
well, that was you're
you know.
filling a hole there as well, right? Because everybody's like, hey, I want to go to the farmers market. Well, good luck. It's April when they open back up or whatever. Because it's winter. We don't have food growing right now.
And we see that on Saturdays. It's definitely busier on Saturdays because of that. And everybody now makes it their, hey, I'm going to go buy Pierre's on Saturday. Because
it's like an indoor farmers market.
It really
Come on down to the indoor farmers market.
Yeah,
I like
it. Really is. It really is.
Basically,
That's cool. That's cool. Well, I love that you guys are using local people too, because I think that's just huge. And then they're going to, in turn, support you guys. And it's just kind of the circle of community and the way the Lord made it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's really cool. What do you see for the future of Pierre's Marketplace? Are we going to franchise this thing out? We got Is there going to be one in Irwin and Elizabethton? And
We get asked that quite a bit. Oh,
Yeah.
you
We
need to open
do.
one in
Isn't that crazy?
Elizabethton.
Like-
You need
And
to
we
open one in.
we've only been open, what, 6 weeks, almost 7 weeks
7
now, and we're like, we
We're trying
don't
to
know
figure
It's
this
yet.
a little
out.
longer than
But
that. So you've only been open 7 weeks?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
flown by. It feels like I've been open for years already.
yeah, it does
In
feel
your
that way.
mind. So like everything's
Yeah.
created twice, I've learned.
Right.
It's created in your mind probably 1,000 times, and then it's in real space, right? You made
Yeah.
it. And so for you, you've been working on this probably 2 years while you're
Yeah, quite some time.
Doing-
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we've been, brainstorming ideas forever now, but I would say, the
Future
goal is, would we love a location in every one of the Tri-Cities? 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
sure. That'd be awesome. Because then you're
Um,
providing great stuff for people all over the area.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And, we can use, those locals from those different cities and, grow their businesses. And that would be, that's a major goal for us right now. We love just,
Short term. Yeah, short term goals. For now, that's a good long term goal. I like
yeah,
that.
it's very long term
Definitely-
for right now,
definitely, yeah.
but
Short term goal. We over the next 6 months, we want to get our online presence.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh, that's a
know,
good idea.
opened. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's in the works where
Okay.
customers will be able to place an online order, pick up.
Swing by, pick it up.
They could swing by. They can double park. They don't got to get out. Everybody
Mhm.
double
I was
park.
going to
Like a
say,
quick
how do we park?
curbside.
How do we get in
boom,
there?
I'll run it out to you, or somebody will.
Mhm.
And then eventually get on to delivery within a certain mile radius, of
Yeah.
course.
in the beginning and just see
Yeah.
how far out we could deliver.
Yeah.
But yes, that's definitely in the works. We do have our website up and it's in the process of getting ready for all of that.
That's cool.
Mhm.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
And
then
downtown housing's going nuts. So, you're going to have,
oh yeah,
there's going to be a lot of residents down here pretty in the next
absolutely.
3 to 5 years. You're going to see a huge
Yeah.
influx of people.
That's what we've heard. We're excited.
Yeah. Well, I think Philip Cox is finishing up a building here right where the hands-on museum was.
Mhm.
And so that's going to be residences above and retail down below. And so I think they're probably starting to lease those pretty soon. So that'd be good.
Yeah,
would
that'll be really good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're
Lots of
excited
people
for
where you
that.
can just walk to the market.
That's right.
That's why, we're there. We want to provide the downtown community too that probably doesn't want to lose their parking spot after, coming home from work.
Or you
To
just
go to
have
the
people who
grocery
walk,
store.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you've been watching the Blue Zones thing where the people walk to it. So they have seen these places all over the world. They're not a whole bunch of them, but there's a higher concentration of people over 100 in these areas like centenarians. And so so they've been studying them. Like, what's the deal? Well, they're 100. They get up, they walk to the market every morning, get their stuff for lunch and dinner, and then they come home. Walk back a mile or two or whatever, upstairs, downstairs. These old guys. It was great just watching it.
Wow, that's
That's
cool.
like
That's
it's
neat.
all right there in their little community, right? And then, but it's also like a bar too. Like at night, they'll go back and get a glass of wine and then walk
Yeah,
back home.
yeah.
So they're very active, and so they're not driving around. They don't have cars. They're just walking around here, which is kind of
Yeah,
cool. So I
that's
see
neat.
people walking to your market and just seeing each other and building a community downtown where
Yeah.
you're like, hey, Pierre's got new muffins in. Go down there,
Yeah. Yeah, we got to rush to get them.
Yeah, that's right. Hurry. Yeah. Jules made some cool stuff. She's trying it out in there. All right. Well, I've got a couple questions about produce because
Okay.
I'm
The expert over here
Yeah.
that's questions for you.
I like it. This is going to be good. Okay, so organic produce.
Yeah.
Some people are like, is it really organic? What do they not do? There's, you can't be sprayed. It's got to be on certain soil, like that kind of thing. Tell us about organic versus normal produce.
Yeah,
and why
so-
you should probably go organic.
So you should definitely go organic. It's going to be in the soil first and foremost, and the seeds, and then they're sprayed very lightly with pesticides. So there still is going to be some pesticides that are
Right.
sprayed, but it's going to be very light. It is going to be a cleaner pesticide. There is, I can't remember every single item that's on there, but there is the dirty dozen that they call it that you should.
Carly has taught me about the dirty
Okay,
dozen,
the dirty
like
dozen.
strawberries, like soft fruited things
You
that
definitely-
are sprayed.
And the reason why is because that skin can't repel it, so
Right.
that strawberry is going to soak up those pesticides. Doesn't matter if you run them in vinegar or water with,
Right, you can soak them
baking
for a
soda.
day. It's still in there.
It's still gonna be in there. So there's like the dirty dozen, which
Yeah.
I don't remember all of them. that you definitely want to shop more
Right.
organic.
Right.
And then you've got, your other produce that isn't on that list that you'll be fine with conventional.
Sure.
And now I will tell you, I mean, not every single bit of produce that we have is 100%
Sure.
organic.
Because it doesn't need to be.
And
I mean,
I
it's
can't
got a
get
thick
it.
extra, pineapple.
Yeah, exactly.
Or bananas even. I don't think they're on the list.
No, they're not on the list, but we do carry organic bananas.
We do have
There is a
organic
quality
bananas.
difference there
Sorry,
too.
you should buy his organic banana.
Yeah. Now I could tell you if I was to put a conventional next to an organic, you would glaringly see the difference in just the quality of the fruit or the vegetable. Now a lot of local producers, there's only one that's certified organic out here, and that's a Different Chick Farm, and we love them.
We
Different
do.
Chick Farm. They're actually right up the road.
Different chick.
A Different Chick Farm.
I like it.
Yeah, she does great work. Her and her husband.
Yeah, they do. And they're very passionate about their organic produce and just they do seasonings. We carry their hot sauces. We carry
Some of
their
those stocking
cornmeal.
stuffer hot sauces.
There you go.
Yeah. So they're great. And they, being local and the issue with produce is, you can only carry what's in season. So with us, we're trying to carry as much as we can for our customers. Like, you can't grow, pineapples and avocados in Tennessee. So we're trying our hardest
to. You have to outsource it.
Right.
Somebody was telling me too, like I didn't have that perspective, but they were like, we live like kings, right? Like if you wanted a strawberry in February or December, like right now, you were out of luck. I mean, unless you had sent some guy, like, it's just crazy the things we can eat today that, 20, 30 years ago or 50, you're not even thinking about it. Like, oh yeah, those strawberries were great in May. We'll see them again next May.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. And now we just expect it all every day. And so it just blows me away. That's part of the other side. It's like for you sourcing all that stuff and thinking about seasonality and what's in season right now that you said, okay, these are great things, great produce we've got at our market now that would be more in season because it's not, growing season.
Yeah. I mean, any of your root vegetables are going to be in season right now. We've got another vendor that we use that does hydroponics.
Oh yeah.
And
their system is phenomenal. We
Green
went to
pasture.
their farm. Yeah, they got quite the system.
That's cool.
Yeah, green pasture. So any of the leafy lettuce will be in season because of that.
Yeah.
Of how he grows it. Citrus is a big winter.
Yeah. Which I didn't
fruit.
realize.
It's a really big winter. I mean, they don't grow citrus in Tennessee, but if you're looking for the best tasting, yes, I mean, it's going to be citrus right now. Apples just came out of season, but they're still, you could find pockets. Like I'm still getting local North Carolina apples, which is good. So that way, I could still source some local. Citrus is going to be the big one right now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's neat that, the Lord knew what he was doing, making it all at different seasons and allowing us to have different flavors and different opportunities so you don't get bored. It's all very interesting all the time. And so
that's right.
We have really cool, we are actually the only grocer in Tennessee to have California avocados.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Is what they were telling us. Yeah.
Yeah. All the way from California. And
you drive over there once a week. And
right, exactly.
Yeah.
We just fly there.
Road trip it. Big old truck full of avocados.
Yeah, we partnered with a really cool farm in California, and
small family farm.
That's awesome.
The Good Fat is their brand because it's a good fat.
Yeah, it is a good fat.
And we're featuring. They're called the bacon avocado right now. So avocado types have a season as well. So like normally everybody's used to the Haas avocados, right? Oh, that's what the grocery.
And they're all from Mexico.
Yeah, they're all from Mexico. Yeah. But in California, they go through their different growing seasons, right? So right now it's the bacon avocado. It still is the same as any other avocado. Just the skin stays green. So whether it's ripe or unripe, it stays green. So it's all about your.
How do you know? Just because it's squishy a little bit?
Yeah, a little soft. It gives a little bit. Yeah, and it's cool because on stuff like that, we have like a little display card that is like a little, informational card for customers to see. Oh, okay, so this is still a good avocado. We have a customer that comes by, is like, "Oh, you have the best avocados. I come here once a week and buy 3 avocados," and so
That's
it's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
just
And
stuff
you
like
seem
that.
very approachable, so you could be like, Pierre, is this ripe or not? And you're gonna be like,
Right? Yeah. Oh,
let's
yeah.
give that one another couple of days, or stick it in
That's
the window
right.
for a minute, or
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah. Is thumping melons a thing? Is that legit?
Yeah. If you, yeah. No, it really is like a watermelon or something like that. Yeah.
Bump.
Yeah. You thump it. You're looking for not
More.
too much of a hollow sound. You want to have a good vibration because it's full of juice then.
Gotcha.
But the thing is about watermelons is it's all about, I mean, just how it's grown out in the sun. I mean, once you clip that, it's not going to continue to like ripen.
Right.
It's not like
It's
a
not absorbing
strawberry.
more
A
water.
strawberry
Yeah,
will
it's only
get,
losing water at that point.
yes, like
Yeah.
like I said, like a strawberry will continue to get sweeter as it goes on. No, watermelon, you cut that off the stem and, off the
Interesting.
vine really,
Yeah.
then that's it.
That's- yeah. Is your degree in produce and horticulture stuff? Or is it
No,
more
actually,
like marketing
no.
or like
No,
business stuff?
just business management.
Yeah.
I went for some basic business degree and
Yeah.
here I mean, I guess it worked out, right? I'm running my own business.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're doing good. I know you've got a young one, but what do you guys like to do for fun when you're in Johnson City? Or what's for fun? Let's specifically maybe downtown. We could focus it on that.
Honestly,
I'll let you answer this one.
we're just big foodies. We like to try new restaurants and things.
Yeah.
That's always been our
Yeah.
hobby, I
I
guess.
think you and I and Carly are like, we're all the same. Like, we love to go eat different stuff. So,
Yeah.
where have you eaten recently that's just been, oh man, that was great?
Oh my gosh, there's so many restaurants that we've fell in love with.
Well, you don't have to name one. You can hit a bunch of them
okay.
if you want. So we don't offend any other.
Yeah, I don't.
Right. I mean, from all the restaurants here in Johnson City, I mean, we've tried, Label, Southern Craft, you're kind of, you have to try them when you're here,
Yeah.
basically. We tried them when we first moved here. I mean, we love Project Barbecue.
Oh,
yeah,
them
they're
being from
phenomenal.
Austin too.
Those guys can make
they
some
have like
serious barbecue.
Yeah, they have a
Yes.
special place in our heart because they're from Austin, and
Yep.
they do breakfast tacos, which we weren't able to find for the longest time, which is a big Austin thing.
You want a
which-
West Coast style burrito or carne asada fries, you got to go to Tacos and Grill.
Oh yeah, Tacos
Oh,
and Grill
The
is
best.
great.
I'm telling you, we're
Yeah.
from Arizona. We're from the West Coast, guys.
Everybody
Listeners,
says that.
check
Tacos and
them
Grill is
out.
awesome.
Tacos and Grill is good. The Lagunero food truck, which is
Yeah.
they're so tiny. I think they only have a Facebook, but if you can find them on Facebook, they're a little family. I think they're from Mexico. So good. And I think we've had calaveras too, the food
Yeah.
truck with the birria tacos.
Yeah, they're
good
They're
too.
good.
So you guys are taco foodies. You
Oh,
like-
we love
Yeah,
all food
all
though.
food,
I
yeah.
mean, we've had Sahib.
Well, you just
we
had
like
Groovy
Indian.
Groovy
Oh, yeah,
Grovers,
I had
right?
Groovy Grovers
She
yesterday.
was
She was
on
like
here the other day.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
She was really, really thrilled with how they tasted.
It was really good.
And the customer service was amazing.
And she's so full of energy. Like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it's just
Nikki,
so
you're
good.
like jacked up like all the time. She's just like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no, the food was great, and I enjoyed like a healthy drive-through option,
Right.
which was nice
Yes.
too. Because me being pregnant with a 1.5-year-old, a drive-through is like a godsend, like for me. So I
Hey,
don't have
here's
to
a
get out of the
secret
car.
special. If you mention you heard about them on the podcast, you get free infused flavored water.
That's good.
Oh,
'Cause
So
that's
listeners, listen.
yeah.
Go on by. It's big. It's like a big watermelon water.
Oh,
I
nice.
mean, like,
That's cool.
This
So good,
what
too.
was it? The strawberry basil water?
yes,
we
that
had
was what
yesterday?
it was. We had. It was
So
fantastic.
good.
It was good.
So refreshing.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
So,
delicious.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas for that.
But yeah, no, we have yet to try, which we want to, is Timber and Juniper, I believe.
Yeah, we
Because
gotta
we're
get
big
there.
foodies, we obviously want to eat there. We've heard great things. If you hear the
Yes, they're awesome.
podcast. And then I probably am not gonna. I'm gonna butcher this. Is it Watauga?
Watauga Brewing.
Yes,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
food was great.
Yeah,
We went there for a date night one.
you said it
one
right.
night.
You're like a
Okay.
local
Yeah,
now.
you got it.
When you know people are not local when they go out Watauga,
Yeah.
or the Watauga,
We've learned to stay Appalachia too. Definitely don't want
You're
to.
definitely getting local. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you start Appalachia, I'm going to go that Watauga Lake up in Appalachia, and you're like, no, I don't think you
I
are.
don't think that works.
You might not make it.
Mhm.
Well, yeah.
We've tried a bunch. I mean, even as far as Bristol, we've tried
Yeah,
Bloom was It's
Yeah,
We went there a
delicious.
couple weeks
so
ago. It was
good.
delicious.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's
So
so
good.
many good restaurants here, and I feel like the more downtown grows, the more we'll get.
See
I
some
mean,
more stuff.
we want to try Taiwan.
Taiwan on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I love the name. I just drive by it and laugh every time I
know.
tell
Yeah.
it.
I'm a huge boba fan, and the
Okay.
fact, and I even messaged them, and I was like, the fact that you guys do cheese foam on your boba just like warms my heart, because I've only been like, that's when I know it's good, because I've only been able to have good boba like twice, and once in Richmond and another in Jersey. And I'm like, I can't wait to go try it, because that's a big thing for me.
We know where Jules is headed this afternoon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What else do you want to share that I haven't asked you about? Any things you can think of? Share with our listeners.
Not that I can think of. You?
I mean, other than, if you guys can follow us on social media.
Yeah, how do we connect with you? That was my next question.
Yeah,
How do we?
Yeah.
What are your all's handles on social media?
It's Pierre's Marketplace, really easy.
Yep,
We're
that's
on
easy.
Instagram and Facebook.
Mhm.
We're really active, mainly on Instagram, but it kind of transfers over to Facebook anyway. So both. And just kind of keep up with us. We'll be throwing more events. We just had the Grinch event, which was really fun. We had the Grinch at the store. We had 2 vendors there. The weirdo Jordan, the weirdo. She did her cookie sampling.
Yeah.
She did some
She's
creme
great.
brulees and torched them for people.
Oh, wow.
It was really nice. And then Waller Homebody, she does a coffee pop-up. We had her do lattes. It was really nice. Great turnout, really fun for the kids. And then we plan on, doing something for Valentine's. So just kind of keep on the lookout for that.
Okay.
It should be really fun.
Don't want to spoil that one.
I know,
That's
we don't
gonna
want
be
to
good.
tell you too many
don't-
No, but
details.
dudes,
but
be thinking ahead. Valentine's is
Yeah,
coming. You better
yeah.
be ready. Get it
Yeah.
done early, so you're not the guy
Yes.
looking at the blank row of cards and getting the one that says,
Mhm.
"Hey, dude."
Yeah, we'll have
Yep.
some fun stuff definitely for that. And that's basically our thing is, we want to keep the community just kind of informed on what we're doing all the time at the store, what's new, what new vendors we have, what's fresh, when we get our fresh deliveries, so you guys know when the bread is fresh, when the baked goods are fresh, when we get, our milk and our eggs in, so you kind of know, we try to keep that all always on our social media, so everyone's informed. And you go to our store, we have QR codes for a lot of our farms, so you can just kind of see where your stuff's coming
learn about them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
That's cool. Well, I have so enjoyed getting to meet you guys and get to know you all this morning, and it's been a pleasure. And I know the people listening, hopefully you guys have listened and enjoyed this couple. They're super sweet. You need to go meet them,
Thank you.
hang
Thank
out with
you.
them at the market. Just you'll be better for just getting to know them. And so thanks for listening. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Until next time, I'm Colin Johnson with the Colin and Carly Group and Keller Williams Realty. If you want to move here from Austin or wherever, or Richmond, we'd love to have you connect with us. I've got a great team. Carly and I have been helping people for years and years, and we'd love to help you move here and make Johnson City your home, because if you move here, you're going to love it. We don't have too many people who don't like it. So thanks, and have a Merry Christmas.